Dr. Alex Loyd. Hope you're doing wonderful today. I wanted to share a spiritual law of nature with you today that completely changed my life. I learned this the day after Hope, my wife of 34 years now, kicked me out of the house when I was about 28 and said, Alex, I need you to leave the house. I cannot stand to live with you another day. And she was exactly right. That's what I needed to. And I had a spiritual transformation during that separation. We got back together and have been really great ever since. But something that I learned the day after she kicked me out of the house from the man who became my spiritual mentor was possibly more life-changing to me than anything else that ever happened in my life. Okay? My life was great until I started to school. And I mean kindergarten. Before that, it was idyllic. I felt loved and accepted just the way I was. I was happy and joyful. They said I spontaneously sang all the time. All I remember from that time, it really, is good. Then starting school was kind of a nightmare. I didn't know it at the time, but I was extremely dyslexic, ADD, ADHD, all that kind of stuff. Probably some D's they haven't even discovered yet. And I started being made fun of for being a little bit chunky, and that was my nickname, Chunky. Not a nickname you would wish for. And made fun of because I was flunking everything. So was made fun of for being dumb and fat, basically. And it really hurt. And it went on for years. And in order to soothe some of the pain, I got into some addictions, bad habits. Sugar was one of them. Fat was one of them. Lust was one of them. You know, my hormones started and there's all these pretty girls everywhere. But anyway, the system I grew up in, the religious system, and their system of right and wrong, where if I do good, I get good. If I do bad, I get bad. So it's really up to me and my behavior. And I never in my life, after I started school, felt like I measured up and was good enough because of my sin. The lust, the eating and drinking things I shouldn't think, thoughts I knew I shouldn't have, lying sometimes, stole a couple of things during those years, okay? So I felt about myself that I was, that my worth was worth less. And I was rejected by the people I needed to be accepted by, which were my classmates. I did feel accepted by my parents and family, and that helped a lot. But school was just too much. It made push the seesaw down, even though there was some good stuff on the other side. All right. So at that time, when Hope kicked me out of the house, I felt like I was lost. I felt like I was bad. I felt like I didn't measure up. I felt like I was, my identity and worth were very, very, very poor. Okay? And virtually all of that was because I felt like I could not perform well enough. I did too many bad things wrong and not enough good things right. All right? And here's the truth that really turned my life around at that time. And I'm the worst drawer in the world, so I apologize about that. But this is a fishing pole. Okay? Fishing pole. And then on the end of that, you have a string. And the string comes down to the water, okay? And on the end of the string is a lure, something that's attractive to the fish, okay? All right, here's how it works. I felt like I felt bad about myself virtually all the time because of doing bad things wrong and not enough things right. Okay? Well, there's a word that is very relevant to this discussion, and it's called temptation. Okay. So, if you are trying to be committed in your life to a life of love in the present moment, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the end result, as best you can, okay, then I believe this completely applies to you. So, temptation is when you are, of course, tempted to not act in love, or let's say to act in anger, or to act in selfishness, or to act in rejection, or a whole bunch of other ways, okay? Well, the word temptation means to lure you from one place to another place, okay? And the places here would be, I am okay, I'm good, living in love in the present moment, regardless of my circumstances, regardless of the end result. I make mistakes. I don't do it all right, but I'm on the path of love. That's where I am, all right? I'm being tempted to step off of the path of love to the path of fear, and if I do that, then the hypothalamus in my brain pulls the stress switch. I've got negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative hormones, negative chemicals, negative actions and behaviors, etc. Basically everything you would call failure, all right? But here's the key. What the word temptation means is that you're not there. You can't be tempted to someplace you already are. It's only possible to be tempted to some place you're not. So, if you're trying your best to live in love, etc., and you are tempted to do something that you know is not in love, okay, it's in selfishness, it's in seek pleasure, avoid pain, whatever, but you are tempted. You don't just do it without having any thoughts of, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this, or I know I shouldn't do this, or no, you don't have those thoughts. Those never go through your head. You just do the thing that is not love-based, that is fear-based, okay? Now, if that's what happens, then yes, you are on the path of fear, at least about that thing, not the path of love. But if you are tempted, if you don't just do it without having any of those thoughts, you do have those thoughts. I shouldn't do this. This is wrong for me to do. I should wait. I should, anything like that. If you have anything like that go through your thoughts and feelings, it guarantees you are not on the path of fear. You are on the path of love, because that is being tempted. And you can't be tempted to somewhere where you're already there, which means you're not there. You are on the path of love. When that sunk into me at 28, after Hope had kicked me out of the house, I cannot tell you, I can't put into words. I wept all weekend, basically, after I really understood this truth, because I was always tempted. I never just did it and had no thoughts saying I shouldn't. I just did it, all right? I mean, that never happened to me. I was always tempted. It was always I knew I shouldn't do this, or I should wait, or I should only have one instead of two, or whatever. I always had those thoughts. That was proof that I was not on the path of fear and what's in it for me, love, and seek pleasure and avoid pain, I was in the path of love, which is where you want to be. None of us are any higher on that path of love than anyone else. We're all just doing the best we can. So that is also true for you. If you're tempted, it means you're not there. You are on the path of love. Now, maybe not to the degree that you want, maybe not to the degree that you see it's changing your life yet. That's okay. That's just a little bit further down the path. So keep going. But I hope this will bring relief, hope. All right, I'm okay. Right now, I'm okay, just the way I am, because I am tempted. It's not just totally ingrained and I do it without any feelings or thoughts that I shouldn't at all. Very few people are here. If you are on the path of fear, you're not tempted, or in this area, you're not tempted because you've done it so many times, you're just kind of like a robot. Let this be a wake-up call. You are on the path of fear. You need to start listening to your conscience, to that vibe. You need to start thinking when your feet hit the floor in the morning about, I want to live today in love instead of instead of your number one goal being to accomplish and win, okay? The accomplishing and winning will be better than you ever dreamed once you're living on that path of love. So I hope this helps some of you as much as it helped me 20 some odd years ago, and it was life-changing to me. So please understand this fully, and I believe it'll make a difference in your life. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful, blessed day.